What's going on, Horror Horde? Your boy Horror Gamer here, back with another movie review for you. And in this movie review, I'm going to be reviewing. It's a pretty good movie. Let me tell you, it's a pretty good movie. It's a horror. That's a comedy. That's a horror. And the movie I'm talking about is Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Let me tell you something. This movie was not a bad movie at all. And I'm going to tell you this right now before I get into this review. You know the drill. There's going to be spoilers. I'm telling you that now. If you don't want to be spoiled, if you haven't seen this movie yet, which is a few years old, if you haven't seen the movie yet, stop this video. Stop this video. Watch the movie. And then come back and then give me your opinions on the movie as I'm giving you my opinions. Okay, so Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Where do we begin? So it starts off at this scientific lab or whatever, and it starts off with this big musical number from the dude who played in Workaholics, the long-haired funny guy. He's the janitor, you know, he's putting on his headset and he's listening to this, I think it's a Rihanna song or something. I don't know, it's fucking funny. He's sitting there dancing and singing and, you know, fucking trying to twerk. Shit's hilarious. And he's walking, he's cleaning or whatever, and he notices in the window to the left, he sees a scientist in there working with something. So what does he do? He pulls up his shirt and presses his titty against the glass, and he's sitting there just, you know, making these weird faces. It's just hilarious. Well, so he goes in and then he asks the guy, you know, can I mop or whatever? And then the guy says, yeah, but don't touch anything. So as he's mopping, he notices there's a blocked off area in the back. And then he goes in and there's a dead guy. Or I guess he's still alive because the heart monitor's going or whatever. But, you know, so he's sitting there messing around with the guy and stuff. And then something makes him, like, jump. And he falls back into the heart monitor machine and goes flatline. So he's sitting there, he's freaking trying to get this guy to come back, you know. He was going to give him mouth to mouth, and he opens up his mouth and it's all rotted and bloody. And he's like, oh shit. He puts fucking Tic Tacs in his mouth. He's sitting there trying to blow and he's trying to give him, you know, heart compressions. And then he does it really hard and he puts his hand through the guy, you know. And then the guy opens his eyes and he's a zombie. So, you know, your boy from Workaholics gets fucked up. And then he ends up turning into a zombie and he fucks up the scientist, okay? So now let's fast forward to, you know, there's this scout video and then the two guys up top and the little fat guy at the bottom. They're in this scout video trying to recruit these people for scouts. And then the funny guy from Krampus and Waiting, the boss, the bald guy, he's hilarious. He's in this. He plays a scout leader. And he's funny. He's good in this. So they don't get the guy to join the scouts or whatever, and then they're having this big camp out, you know, that night. And but there's also a super secret senior party that the two on the top, the main character, and this dude right here is fucking hilarious. Dude, he's funny. Like, he is funny. And so he wants to go to the party because his sister's going. And his sister's dating this stupid-ass, big jock asshole dude. And he wants to get with her sister's friend, which is like this dumb bimbo, yada yada. And so they're driving home and they're talking about going to this party. But the little, the heavyset guy, he's like super into scouts. Like, he's gung-ho about scouts. And they're talking about, the two up top, they're talking about wanting to quit scouts. And they haven't told him yet. So they're sitting there talking about quitting scouts and everything, and all of a sudden they fucking hit this deer. Okay, and this deer goes up over the hood, you know, rips the insides out. The dude gets a flat tire, so he's fixing the flat tire. And all of a sudden, the guy's sister, the funny guy's sister, her boyfriend, and the girl he wants to bang rolls up. And they get invited to this party. Okay. Well, they get invited to this party. They get an address to this party. So they get the tire fixed and everything. And the guy, the main character, has a crush on the funny guy's sister. This guy right here, he has a crush on his sister. And they're talking and whatever. And then after they're done talking, she looks at him and says, well, you the deer made out better in your car. And he's like, what? He looks over, the deer's gone. Okay. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. You know, Scout Leader Rogers is, you know, through the woods, loving life. And then he gets attacked by this zombie deer. And he ends up, you know, killing the zombie deer with a knife. And then he takes the knife out. But then he turns around. And then the scientist from the beginning is right behind him and bites him in the neck. And just rips off neck meat. Okay, so Scout Leader Rogers, dead. So the three kids, you know, they meet up in the woods. They do their scout thing. And then all of a sudden, you know, they decided, I don't know if it's, they end up falling asleep. And then the funny guy wakes up, you know, the main character says, yeah, we got to go to this party. Let's get to this party. So they leave. And then as they're leaving, they get followed by Augie, which is the one who's to hell bent on scouts. And then they get into this fight, you know, this quarrel or whatever, and he says, you know, just go. So they end up leaving, going to this party, or to go to this party. And as they're driving, you know, through California, mind you, on a Friday night, they're driving and it's deserted. There's nobody out, nobody anywhere, no sign of life. So they roll up to this convenience store. And right next to the convenience store, there's a titty bar where this girl works. Which in the beginning, towards the beginning of the film, she helps him out by buying a beer. Okay? Well, she works at the titty bar and they think she's a stripper. So they go in, you know, they go into this titty bar, you know, they're ready to see some titties, you know. And then the funny guy makes a comment, we're in the epicenter, but we did it. And then so he goes to the ATM to get some money. And then the main character sits down, and then here comes this stripper. Okay. Now here is where I have an issue with it. Like, she's a zombie, okay? But she's still stripping, and she's doing the moves. You know, like, I get it, you know, say you're trying to make a different kind of zombie movie. But to have the zombie strip and like know the moves, like when a zombie is a dead person that it's just a primal thing, and it's just to eat, not to strip. But anyway, that's not here nor there. So she's walking up, you know what I'm saying? She's doing her little routine, you know, and she's getting ready to bite the kid in the face, and then his buddy comes up and starts making it rain cash on her, and she like backs off, and then, you know, she pulls her titties out, and then she goes to go up on the pole and spin or whatever, and then she does like a handstand kind of thing on the pole, and when she does, it exposes her neck that's been chewed up, and blood just starts gushing on the two, and they start screaming, and then the big bouncer dude comes after him, and he's a zombie, and they're like running in and everything, and so the one runs into the bathroom where the bouncer's chasing him, and the other, the funny one, sitting there fighting the zombie stripper, and he ends up fucking stabbing her in the head with a broken liquor bottle, and then blood starts flowing out the top. That shit was hilarious. Okay. And then, you know, he's, the other kid is running in the bathroom, he's hiding in the stall, and the zombie's beating on the door, you know, trying to get in, and then, you know, hot chick right there rolls up with a shotgun and blows dude's face off from the back. So they're running out, and kid's covered in blood. He's like, I don't know, man, I just wanted to see some titty. Like, he was funny. So anyway, they get out there, and they go to take off and stuff, and then they start seeing all these zombies come at them, and then they're driving off, and then the fucking tire falls off, okay? They didn't put the tire back on right when they hit the deer, so the tire goes off. So they're sitting there trying to put the tire on, and these zombies are coming. You know, the hot chick's blowing them away, you know. So anyway, they get the tire on and they take off. And they go to the police station because they think they're going to be safe there. Well, the police station is deserted, and then they get chased by zombies into the police station, and they lock themselves in like a cell. Okay. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, your boy Augie goes to Scout Leader Rogers' house to make sure he's okay, because he never showed up to the whole camp thing or whatever. So he's in there, he's writing him a note, eating something, and he has to take a shit. So he takes a shit in the dude's bathroom. And as he's like wiping, he has the window open, and behind him you can see Scout Leader Rogers coming after him. And sorry, I had a jolt there. and coming after him, and and he reaches in and he misses. So dude puts his pants up and he gets ready to leave, and as he's leaving, he sees Scout Leader Rogers standing there all like fucked up with his neck ripped out and stuff, and he's like, I can't, you're having a serious allergic reaction, so we got to get you to the hospital. And he starts chasing around the apartment and everything, and they hit the jukebox, and this dude's like, this Scout Leader Rogers is obsessed with Dolly Parton, so he has all this Dolly Parton shit in his house. And he runs into the jukebox, and Dolly Parton's playing in the background, and they're sitting there running around and shit. He goes into the basement, and then he's trying to like block the door, but Scout Leader Rogers like gives it a good elbow and knocks him down the steps, and then he's chasing him in the basement, and then he finds like aerosol. He fucking sprays him in the face with aerosol, sets him on fire, and then knocks him out. Okay, so then he ties him to a chair, and he I guess he's not realizing that the Scout Leader's a zombie because he's talking to him like he's still normal. And then he ties him to a chair and he leaves, and then the Scout Leader falls over, and I guess he gets out somehow. Anyway, fast forwarded back to the jail cell. They're sitting in there, and the funny guy and the girl are arguing, and Augie ends up finding his way to the jail cell to help him out. He ends up kicking the fucking keys into the drain pipe, so he picks the lock and lets him out or whatever. And the zombies are all somewhere else now because they hear that song, Soldier Boy, whatever the fuck that stupid song is. It's stupid. And so they're leaving. They get out of the prison and the police station. As they're leaving, they're being chased by like these zombies or whatever, and they squeeze through this gate. Well, there's this chick cop who turns into a zombie. Man, she has some big old bitties, you know. She's running and chases them, and she gets stuck in the fence and rips her shirt off, and then the funny dude's just like, oh my god, you know, he's all like, you titties, you know. And he's sitting there taking a picture with him, and he like honks them, and they leave. So as they're running down the road, they see this homeless guy that they had a interaction with in the beginning of the movie, and he's all so they start fucking sicking Britney Spears with this zombie, and the zombie's like remembering the song, and and he ends up getting shot by this military guy. So the military guy picks him up, and they go to where the address is to the super secret party, and here was a fucking fake address. So dude's sister's boyfriend's a dick. Okay, so now they're trying to figure out everything. Well, the military guy ends up turning into a zombie because he got bit, and they end up fucking killing him. And then they decided, the funny guy was like, well, my sister has the address probably written in her diary. So they go to the house, they look for the diary, and then, you know, there's this old woman in the beginning of the movie. She's really mean, and, you know, she hates the funny guy. Now, see, your boy Horror Gamer, he loves horror, but when they can do some funny shit like this, it's hilarious. So what they do is she ends up breaking into the house, you know, and attacks the funny kid because they heard something downstairs. So they go check it out, and then so Augie and the funny guy go downstairs to check everything out. And she's there, she starts attacking them. Well, the funny guy like shoulder blocks her or something and knocks her fucking teeth out. So she grabs the funny kid, okay, and throws him on the couch and rips his pants down and starts gumming his ass. Like trying to butt him in the ass cheeks, and she's just gumming him, dude. That shit was fucking funny. So they end up, you know, killing her, and they had to run back upstairs because other zombies heard it and they're going through the house. So there's a trampoline out the window, so they jump on the trampoline and go into the next yard. And fuck yeah, when they're jumping, they all get out, and then the main character from the cover, the guy in the middle, he's getting ready to jump out, and he gets like attacked by a zombie that found his way on the trampoline, and he goes to fall, but then he grabs this old zombie's penis, and he's hanging there from the dude's penis, stretching it out. And the zombie's all pressed against the window. And so he ultimately the penis ends up ripping in half and shit, and he falls on the trampoline and goes over. But that shit was pretty funny too. And he's like, I got it, and he holds it up, and his fucking zombie dick in his hand. And then but no, they end up finding the journal, and they end up going to the super secret party. Well, they had to stop and get supplies, you know, and they sent the hot chick out from the bar to go get the military because they're gonna bomb the town. And so they go to the True Value hardware store, and they just make all these things, you know, because they're scouts, they can fucking make anything. So they make all this like arsenal shit, and they go to the party, and the party's already been like, zombies are attacking and ripping everybody up. They get there, you know, they have this big awesome montage where they get in there and Rocky Like a Hurricane's playing. They're just fucking killing all these zombies. And so they go in there and they're getting everybody out and everything, and they lock the doors with all the zombies in it, but they're locked in now too. So they go up to the it's in the rec center, so they go up to the basketball court, and Alki built this bomb, and as they're getting ready to die, basically, they're ready to die, they're ready to call it, and then you know, they have this big speech with each other, how they love each other, they love the scouts now, they'll never leave the scouts. And then the hot chick comes back with the military and finds them and then sends them down the laundry chute. Well, so they light this bomb, and they jump, and Augie lights his bomb, and it jumps out the laundry chute and blows everything up, blows the whole building up with all the zombies in it. You know, you think everything's good. So as they're getting ready to leave, Scoutmaster Rogers comes back. You know, he's just everywhere, and he's all fucked up, burnt, you know, everything. And they're like, oh, can somebody give us a weapon so we can end this? You know what I mean? And then a freaking grenade lands right next to him, and then bloop, and then blood splattered on the funny kid, and the funny kid again is like, every goddamn time. He was just so bad because anytime any blood splatter happened, it happened on him. So end up blowing up Scout Leader Rogers, and there's the military. And then they set up a base camp, and then everything is happy-go-lucky at the end, you know. The main character sees the funny guy's sister, rolls up and just like lays a big old kiss on her, you know, and then he ends up getting her. Guy gets the girl, and then the funny guy's like, oh, that's fucked up. And then Augie's like, come on, give me five. Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna give you 5 for that. He's like, now that means I have to sleep with his mom. So all in all, basically, I just told you the whole story of this from beginning to end. It's a great movie, like I said. Go give it a shot if you haven't. It's worth watching at least one time. For me, I enjoy it, so I watched it a few times. It's called Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. And honestly, your boy Horror Gamer is going to have to give it a 8.5 out of 10. There's certain things I didn't like about the movie, and there's certain things that I thought were hilarious. There's a couple parts I left out too for you to see on your own, like the cat scene. There's a cat scene in it, and there's a couple scenes at the party. You're gonna have to check them out yourself. But all in all, this movie was fantastic. Definitely recommend it if you're a horror person and a comedy person. Like I said, it's the best of both worlds. They managed to be a little scary without and funny without being too stupid, you know, if that makes any sense. So yeah, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. 8.5 out of 10. Not perfect, but it does the job. So, alright, Horror Horde. It's been your boy Horror Gamer saying, as always, until next time, don't fear the darkness.